Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I have something a little bit special. So as most of you will know, this is the Ferrari FXX K and it is an absolute monster. So as usual, this is another buyer's guide and this car is very expensive. I believe it's in the 3 million range. You do need an invite to buy it, but like I previously mentioned, invites should be available I think until the end of this week. So let's talk about the car, shall we? So this car here is an absolute monster. This is the only car to come along out of the hundreds I've tried in this game to pretty much defeat me. So as you will pretty much know, I run zero traction control, all this stuff, all that good stuff. And I am not ashamed to admit I had to put the traction control on one just to get this lap. Um, as soon as I took, because obviously I do these as like blind laps, so I will just go straight into it, and that lap is what we get. So that is my first impression on this car, and it will give me pretty much a good idea of if you should buy this car or if you should not. And yes, straight away, I think I was in a few corners into this lap, and I had to put traction control on because this car terrified me. So like I previously mentioned, nearly every other car in the game I am absolutely fine with driving. I will get to grips with it, even if at first I'm a bit with it. Yeah, this car I could tell straight from the get-go was absolutely savage. The acceleration is so aggressive that the car will basically just want to just throw you off the road. It is brutal. But for me, that is why this car is so good. Like, it was really refreshing to sort of drive a car that you felt would absolutely kill you and throw you off the road and destroy any lap time you got with it. Like, for me, that was a really, really refreshing feeling. And just even looking at the footage here, you can see how aggressive this car actually is. So not only is the acceleration probably the most brutal, ridiculous thing I've seen in this game so far, the cornering speed, so like the direction change and everything in this car is just insane. Like, it was actually the most terrifying lap I've done around this track, but at the same time it was like really just refreshing. And as you can see there, obviously we're running wide, and that's what I mean, where it sort of like just throws you out. Like, this car really really wants to just ruin your lap or whatever. But yeah, once you sort of get it under control and begin to tame it, I felt like the second half of the lap I really sort of got more to grips with it. I think at first a lot of people made like sort of just back out when they start using this car and just never touch it again, because it's just so aggressive and really really savage. And it's definitely not a beginner friendly car. Like, this car, you will need to be a pretty confident driver to tame it. Obviously, with this being a blind lap and the first time I like properly really used it, um I didn't really know what to expect. And to be honest, I wasn't disappointed. I enjoyed it. Being on edge the whole like 6 minute odd lap was just really cool. I think some cars fall into the category of really easy to drive and really slow, or really easy to drive and really quick. So the Amuse S2000 was one of the really good feeling cars, but it was very controllable. Whereas this just feels really, really fast, but because of how like quick the change of direction is and how brutal that acceleration is, yeah, it's one of the most like thrilling laps you can do in this game. So obviously, being as active as I am in the Gran Turismo 7 community, I've seen a lot of people online complain about this car, saying it drives terribly. Don't listen to that. It does drive very, very well. I think a lot of people are just going to sort of treat this like they would any other car, where you need to sort of take it slower than you usually would just to get used to it, and then build that confidence up. Like, this car is just, like I said, it's brutal. if you aren't sort of building your confidence up in the car, then this car is basically just going to control you. Like it is that, that much of a savage car. You really need to like begin to tame it bit by bit. But eventually you will get there. As I said, towards the second half of this lap, I felt much more confident. So the lap I ended up putting in was definitely not a perfect lap. So like even at the end, there was some places where the back end twitched out and I couldn't control it too much, or I braked a bit too early because, like I said, it is very very quick, and it will catch you off guard. But yeah, honestly, I'm impressed. I really enjoyed this car. It is nice and refreshing to have such a brutal car in the game. I hope there is more in there. There's still, I mean, I've got hundreds of cars in the game, but a lot of them I haven't fully got around to trying yet. There's a few cars that I think might catch me out, like this one, but yeah, I can't wait. So I'm gonna just be quiet for a little bit and let you listen to the engine, and then we'll get on to the, discussing more about the lap times and stuff. So for me, there is definitely no complaints on the sound design of the car. I think it sounds great. Um, so yeah, let's discuss the car in general. Do I think you should buy it? Yes. I think if you get an invitation to Ferrari, this should be the first one you buy because it's just something special. It's such like a one-off car, and yeah, you shouldn't sleep on it. I know there's a lack of events for these type of cars, but probably in the future there'll be a lot more added and you'll get a lot of use out of this car. I don't think you'll regret buying it. It's just, like I said, so unique, and I really enjoyed my time with it, and it will definitely be a car that I'll use in some custom races in the future. So as we come towards the end of the lap, let's discuss the lap time. Obviously, like I said, it wasn't the perfect lap. I wasn't very confident with this car, I'll admit it. It scared me, it defeated me. But yeah, it was still top of the leaderboard time-wise. Obviously, it's beat the Lamborghini and it's beat the Honda as well, because obviously the Lamborghini beat the Honda. Yeah, I personally I didn't expect it to be this much quicker because of obviously that the lack of confidence I had to begin with the car. But yeah, it turned out to be a very very quick lap, and I cannot complain. I enjoy the car. Yes, you should buy it. So as you can see, a 6 minute 51. I could probably take a lot of time off that, but you know. Brilliant car. So, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I make this kind of content every day, and I will see you all later. Cheers, guys.